going on, people? I'm going to be talking about Hobbs Shaw on Blu-ray and 4K. And if you didn't check out my movie review for Hobbs Shaw when it was out in theaters, I have that review right up here for you. And if you like that video and if you like this video, guess what? I do this all the time. It's actually what I do here. So subscribe right down here. And without any other further ado, let's get straight into the video quality, starting off with the Blu-ray, just because that is where I absolutely always start off. And this Blu-ray looks awesome. Why? Because it is shot digitally, people, and it's just really great. It has a whole lot of detail when it comes to facial features, pores on people's faces, all the stubble on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson's face. It has it all, and you can see each and every individual hair, and that is always cool. And when it comes into explosions, scenery, a lot of that has so much detail. And when you're getting into clarity here, this is absolutely clear, and grain haters will love this one. Sharpness is great. Unfortunately, when it comes to some of the exterior wide shots, there is a little bit of softening here, but that is only, I can only really tell that because everything else was just so razor sharp. And this is a great transfer. Black levels are exactly what they need to be, and I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. And when you get into the 4K copy here, this was actually given a 2K digital intermediate, so this is actually upscaled to 4K, but don't worry about it, people, because we are also given Dolby Vision support, and it looks excellent. This is the kind of bump up that you want to see when you're talking about, when you're talking about our 4K content. I am talking each and every individual strand on Rebecca Ferguson's hair. It is expertly done. Depth of field is definitely stepped up here. You get a lot more dimension to this feature, and clarity, you're not going to get a lot more clarity than that Blu-ray, and unfortunately there are still some soft exterior wide shots, just one or two that I found, and that is just me being picky about it. You guys probably won't even notice it, but I did notice it. I noticed it on the Blu-ray. It is not stepped up here, unfortunately. And when you're getting into HDR here, this is something that definitely does up the game when it comes to this 4K presentation here, because you just have more natural skin tones. Skin tones definitely get a more natural sheen to them that I definitely appreciated. And when you're talking about eye-popping, just need your glasses moments, unfortunately, sunglasses are not going to be needed here, but you get almost to that. When you're talking about light coming from the motorcycles in the film, and when you're talking about some of the nightclub scenes that are in this movie during the interrogation at the beginning of the film, those are where you're going to see like the bright neons that really accentuate the HDR and the Dolby Vision. Really, that is where you're going to notice it the most. Unfortunately, some of this color palette is kind of dull, kind of drab, not that sunny, not that kind of extreme colors. So unfortunately, I don't feel like Dolby Vision as the biggest amount here, but in particular scenes like that nightclub scene, and when they get into Samoa and the hotter skin tones come into play, and you can definitely see that on their skin, and all throughout just the entire color palette changes when they go to Samoa, which I appreciated. It's at the climax, and that is awesome. And you know what? That's why I'm going to give this a 9 out of 10. It is definitely worth the time. And getting into the Dolby Atmos mix here. This Dolby Atmos mix is killer, people. And I really did enjoy it. I heard some hate about this one from early reviews, and I'm here to say that I don't quite see what some of the people were talking about, but I'll definitely get into that. First off, speaker separation is incredible here. This is the kind of speaker separation that I love, where it gets to the point where when the camera moves and somebody is talking, their voice transfers over to that side of the room. It happens many times here. It is awesome. And, it really brings this field of sound to life. It makes it a lot more dynamic in that way. And surrounds are heavily used. I'm talking like constantly. I could hear them behind me throughout the entire film. Great. And bass response is pretty good. I will say that you do have to wait quite a bit for that bass response for you to really, feel it in your chest. But I just feel like that's because of how dynamic this is. It kind of makes you wait. And when you get those big explosions, I'm talking like, destruction that destroys entire buildings. You get that kind of destruction in the middle portion of this film, and that is where the bass response really kicks in and gives you that killer bass that you want to hear. And I loved it for that. Height speaker work is minimal, and that is my only complaint here. I would say that I heard it loud and clear during the scenes where Idris Elba is getting his briefing. You can hear that up above, the ominous voice. And that is where I noticed it the most. I noticed it a small amount during some action scenes. During the end climax in the rain, I noticed it also. But I kind of expected it a little more than this, and that is why I'm going to give it a 9 out of 10. I still really did enjoy this, though. And when you're getting into the digital copy here, this is a Movies Anywhere digital copy, which means that you can download this on iTunes and on Vudu and get the 4K copy there. And when you're getting into the special features here, on the 4K disc, they have included the audio commentary by David Leitch. He goes into so many different things that it is insane. He is a great person to fly solo on these audio commentaries. He knows a lot about making a film. And he gets very technical into a lot of it. And then the rest of the special features, which are featurettes, are on the Blu-ray disc. You get about 30 minutes of special features, about 7 other featurettes that are like 5 minutes tops that go into different aspects of the production here. And there is also a alternate opening to this film. I feel like there is a decent amount here. Unfortunately, only the audio commentary is on the 4K disc. I'm going to give this a 6 out of 10. And getting into my last looks at Hobbs and Shaw, I actually had more fun with this movie when I knew exactly what was coming. This is a movie that I'm actually going to be coming back to just because of the fact that I have so much fun with it. And you know what? That is just a testament to the actors that are in this movie. I feel like the acting here is very strong from all the leads. And I just enjoy watching these actors on screen riffing off of each other. You know, the whole buddy cop thing with these actors really hits with me. Unfortunately, this movie is way too long, and judging by the special features, there was a half an hour cut out of this movie, so it could have been even almost 3 hours long. That is too damn long. And that is unfortunate. But if you didn't watch my movie review of Hobbs and Shaw, I actually gave it a 7 out of 10. And so when you add that up, that actually comes out to a 31 out of 40. That is right where this should be. If you like this movie, pick it up in 4K. It's definitely worth it. You'll get what you want, especially if you have Dolby Vision support. And yeah, this is just a really good time. And coming up next on the channel, I know I said that I was going to actually do this next, but I wanted to get this video out to you guys first as soon as it came in. So I'm going to be reviewing The Blob. That was a Shout Factory Blu-ray release that I want to review for you guys. It came out last week. And Then, also what came out last week was American Werewolf in London. That is a Arrow release that I will be reviewing for you guys as well. And that will end my horror movie marathon that I am going to be doing for you guys. It's going to be extending a little bit after Halloween. So, if you are looking forward to all of that, and if you have some suggestions to November, considering the fact that it's looking kind of light right now, comment down below. Let me know about some things that you would like for me to review. And as always, thank you for watching my videos. You guys are awesome. I don't need to say it because you know it. And I will see all of you next time.